MMTLP will squeeze in just a few more days, and it turns out that I was wrong. So, how exactly was I wrong, and should you buy the stock? Stay focused as we go through my realization as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. In our previous video, we discussed MMTLP's upper limit and the maximum height it could touch, but I made a mistake. MMTLP might be a normal company, but the community of shareholders it has is strong and rare. As MMTLP goes private, sell trades will be forcefully closed starting 9th December, but here's the big catch. For sellers to close their position, they'll have to buy, but what if buying volumes dry out? If all holders make a decision to sell their stock only at limit orders valued at let's say $1,000, sellers will have no other option but to buy. In our opinion, this is still debatable, so the risk remains high, yet the rewards might be able to catch up. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. As you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for MMTLP, and first we'll analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off we'll get the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that we have only a few days left to the big squeeze, that of course we're currently priced at $8.25, which of course if we consider the upside is an attractive price, right? No financial advice, but at the same time, we do have to talk about this. I have to address this that yes, I did make a mistake a few days ago, right, about MMTLP. Um, the upside of the stock might not entirely be linked to its market cap because, of course, as a lot of you commented on the previous video, I got to know that, well, I didn't exactly get to know, but it just hit my mind, right? I'm just a bit too dumb for this. Um, as I already told you in my previous video, I'm more of a value investor. But anyways, right, it just hit my mind that, as I already told you in the previous part of this video, um, a lot of limit orders, right, if they're being placed outside of this price range, then eventually they'll have to be purchased by someone, right? That would, of course, bring the stock's value up because, as you guys know, it's demand and what do you call it? Supply, right? So supply and demand. And of course, if the supply is even in the case of medicine and stuff like that, it's the same, right? If the supply is at $40 and of course the demand is at $8, the person demanding it is more needy of it in this situation because of course they're being forced, right? They're being forced to buy the stock and cover their short position. So of course if they do that, they cannot do that at this range, and they'll have to come back over here, and they'll have to realize a massive loss, which of course is a bit, I won't exactly call it sad, but of course at the same time they did sign up for the risk. But for institutions, sure, it's completely fine. They do have a lot of liquidity around, so they probably will be able to do that. But at the same time, for any individual shorters, if you're watching this video, yes, I do feel a bit bad for you that you have to get stuck in this entire institutional mess. But at the same time, for the buyers, it's good on you, right? You've probably made a lot of profit already. And especially for the people who bought it over here, well, congratulations. You just made good money, right? And you probably will make even better money as the company goes private in just a few days, right? We only have well, when's Monday? 5 December, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We only have 5 trading days left, and that will decide the fate of MMTLP. And of course, once the company goes private, that's of course, we all know that it will go to between $40 and $120. We already discussed that in the previous video, right? Once the asset takeover is done, we'll quickly delete this. And of course, so $40, $120. First up, for those of you who bought over here, easy 50 to 100x return. That's crazy, right? I am really jealous of you guys. I really envy you. But at the same time, this might be a good, time to buy as well, because just in case you get a good limit sell, of course, if you buy over here and you get a limit sell at $80, that's straight up 10x return. But at the same time, once the company goes private, once you get the, what do you call it, right? Of course, your fair share of the asset takeover of the asset sale, right? The 3.2 billion barrels of oil. So that, of course, will give you some good money as well. But at the same time, if we talk about the price action, which doesn't really matter over here, right? We can see that we did get a pin bar on the lower side, which is usually a negative sign, but after that, we got a crazy gap up, right? How crazy? Well, pretty much 10%, right? Pretty general, right? Not that crazy. But again, 10% gap up is still a bit too crazy for the entire market, right? 10% gap up fell down by 8%, down to 2.1%, right? That's still a green day, right? It's still a good day. We did fall, so it's pretty much a red candle, but a green day still, right? That's good. MMAT went up by 1%, great, right? Now if you ask me, I personally would be more interested in buying MMAT right now than MMTLP. And there is a reason behind that, right? I'm sorry for that. Of course, considering the fact that MMTLP is going private, of course, it is a good time to buy, trade, right? You know, kind of get a swing trade set up. Of course, you won't have room for a stop loss and you probably won't need one because you'll be putting only the money that you can risk over here, right? That's my advice at least. Because, of course, no matter how good a opportunity is, or an opportunity, I'm sorry for that, right? No matter how good an opportunity seems, we must not let our emotions control our trades. So, of course, only put in the money into your trades that you're affording to lose, that you're willing to lose. So, with that, that's why I personally would like to trade MMAT more because, of course, there is a bit more technical aspect to it, right, than a short squeeze kind of thing, right? So that's of course better for people who want to invest long term. And I'm not exactly saying that MMAT will go up in the long term, but well, it's just my analysis that it will. So I'm kind of bullish on that as well. But of course, if you kind of want to go for a quick trade, right? MMTLP, great opportunity. I personally would buy, right? I already told you guys that I did take a trade somewhere over here. Well, did I tell you? I'm not so sure. I did take a trade somewhere around here, right? That's of course in my other account, but this is just for my YouTube account, as you guys can see here. Probably not, right? So that was a good trade anyways, but as I already told you that I prefer these stocks for day trading or swing trades, right? I personally would not hold them for even anything longer than a month, right? That's pretty much a good time period. And that's why I personally am considering to buy on Monday. Now, the only concern that I have is that if we get a crazy gap up on Monday, the stock will probably be a bit lesser attractive in terms of buying for me personally, right? So I would probably hope for a gap down. And if we get a gap down, hell yes, I'm buying, right? I'll be buying. And of course, that's not financial advice again. But of course, if we want to see what exactly went down on Friday, we'll have to jump on into the 1 hour chart. So we'll be doing that. And as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1 hour chart for MMTLP. And again, we'll be seeing what exactly went down over here. Of course, we can see that Friday was a bit, what do you call it? I would probably say that it went down really fast, and after that, it was just sideways. Right, the market was kind of plain. Let me just get a horizontal line. The $8 level really played off, right? Let me remove all of these drawings over here. The $8 level really kind of, took off like crazy. It was the best support that I've seen in a long time, right? We've been taking this support since a long time over here, right, for the past 3 days pretty much, right? After that, of course, if we talk about the resistance, we did get crazy resistance at 8.25. We did get another resistance around 8.9, right? $9, of course, will be another resistance. So we'll mark that as well. $9.5 pretty much, $9.05. And if we look at any type of price action, candlestick patterns do indicate that we did kind of squeeze in over here and we might be in for a gap up. But of course, if things turn bearish, right, this pattern over here also indicates a potential gap down. So of course, there are two theories here. That first up, bearish trend got a breather, will continue to go down on Monday, or bullish trend got a pullback, will continue to go up on Monday, right? Those are two theories, and of course we'll have to wait and watch on what happens, but my guess probably, or well, I'd rather call this my bias than my guess, that the stock would probably go down than go up on Monday. And well, that's exactly what I wanted to do because I want to buy, of course. And of course, a lot of people that have not entered the stock yet, or rather have not entered a trade yet, will get to enter it with me, of course, right? So with that, I believe that there's nothing much left to analyze in the 1 hour chart. So we'll jump on into the 5-minute chart where I'll give you guys my conclusion for the day as well. And now that we're in the 5 minute chart, we can see that over here, well, volumes dried out. We got some crazy volume over here. What was this? About 100,000 shares traded in a single 5 minute candle. That's like $800,000, pretty much $1 million, right? That's crazy. 25,000 shares, right? That's about for how much is that? Like 200, $300,000, right? Over here, again, 25,000 shares. We did start the day off with crazy volumes, not exactly crazy volumes, but pretty good volumes. And we had a few $1 million worth of shares traded over here. And towards the closing of the day as well, we did get some good volume and probably like $1 million in volume somewhere around here, right? Before like 30 minutes before the closing, we probably got $1 million in volume. Now there are not many technical factors to analyze in this. So of course we'll have to jump on to the part where I give you guys my conclusion and end this video off. Now, if you ask me whether the stock is a buy or not, well, I'd be stupid if I were to say that this is not a buy. Because as you guys already know that it's a trading opportunity. It's a once in a, I wouldn't say a once in a month, probably a once in a year, right? Probably twice in a year opportunity, right? Like AMC and GME were. And of course, we do have Cosmos and other stocks going on over here. They're pretty much the same thing, right? Short squeezes. But at the same time, I want you to note that this stock, again, as attractive as it might seem, is volatile. And you should always consider that before going into any trade, right? And it's my job, well, not exactly my job, but my duty to tell you and warn you that, of course, trading involves a financial risk, right? So, again, no matter how good a stock is, no matter how good its community is, no matter how good your chances are, always keep in mind that there is money to be lost, and you should always keep a good risk management and only invest money that you're willing to lose. But, of course, with that being said, will I be buying on Monday? Most probably yes. I won't say most definitely, most probably yes. But at the same time, I could be wrong. So remember that this definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If, however, you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel, Stocks 101, for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.